More people are cashing out in livestock farming. People that used to rear animals are cashing out big time. If you do not know, maybe you should stick around to watch this video to the end. My name is Habila. I am a vlogger. Okay, I make videos about finance and entrepreneurship and how we make money in Nigeria from the comfort of our houses, and how to multiply our income and manage our finances until we are big. Okay, we don't want to be mechanic, we want to be ballers. So enjoy this video. Oh yeah, drag your chair and come forward. Today we are talking about livestock farming. We have been doing crop plantation, different types of farming. Today we are going to talk about the one that brings the most money, which is what? Livestock. What is livestock in general? It is the farming of livestock animals, domestic. You are breeding them, you rear them for meat or for milk or for egg or for cheese and all that good stuff. Yes, that is livestock. And there are various animals for livestock. Snake day, cow day, cattle rearing. You know now. There's sheep, goats, sheep na ram. So if you don't know that, sheep is ram. There's snail, there is fish. There are different types of animals. Rabbits, tolo, turkey, duck, all those ones, they are livestock animals. So if you see somebody rearing pig or rearing dog or rearing animals that are not for domestic housework or for pets, it is for chopping. And some pets sef, you can also convert them for what? Chopping. So yeah, that's what livestock is. In general, livestock is the management and breeding of domestic and farm animals for milk, egg, and just for their products basically. So it doesn't have to do anything with tilling the ground, planting and harvesting, nothing like that. You just have to raise them from babies to when they are due for consumption and they have turned to food and you have made your money. So without further ado, I'm going to take you to a farm that I once visited last week, so that you can see an example of a livestock farm. I want this to be as relatable as possible, and that is the reason why I went to a small scale livestock farm. So let's go.
I'll start though.
So we just came to livestock farm at home. This is like an easy way to make money in your house. Build your poultry, build your fish farm, have your plants, your trees, banana as well. Everything from the comfort of your house. And rest assured, you make money. At least this is everything. When you retire, this is like your best retirement plan. You have 500. No, I don't have 500. Okay. Oh my days. This one is dead.
Yes. I think
It's killing them. So on this small farm they have 4 ponds. Only one has fish inside. These are like the dried ones. Nothing is inside here. According to them, they'll have to disinfect and all of that before they put in new fishes. So these fingerlings are not even up to 2 weeks. I think they are like, according to her, just 1 week. And then here they also have broilers. This is the cage for the broiler chickens. According to her, they keep them for up to 3 months, and usually they do not work when they're up to 3 months. So these particular ones are going to be sold during Christmas. You guys, if you're in Abuja, this place is located in Zone 1. I don't know if I would be able to respond to your comment as regards where you can get Christmas chicken, but trust me, this will be cheap and it will be affordable and it will be available during Christmas. So hook me, just send me a message. I'll see if I can attend to you, Sha. And they also have free roaming chickens that are so big, you guys, very big. Look at this chicken, so big. I'm telling you, like every chicken. This is actually my first time of coming to see. So this is the layer section. We actually bought 2 crates of eggs here. when we came in. These chickens, they are so loud, you guys. I've never heard chickens so loud like this. These are layers, and the technique for the laying, or the arrangement of of the cage is so nice. This is their water. The water pipes down through this pipe. I don't know, it has a there's a way it does. It's like nipple. They suck the water. And I was even surprised when I actually saw one of them suck it. I'm like, so chicken can have sense. So literally, when somebody say your sense is like chicken, it's not a bad thing, because some chickens actually have sense. Like these chickens, they know how to suck their water when they want to drink water. Anyway, this is like a typical example of what a small poultry and livestock farm would look like. You can have only pigs, or only chickens, or only layers, or only broilers, or only cockerels, or anything that you feel like you can. But this is like a woman's retirement plan, basically. Her children studies up for her. I think she's a widow, so it keeps her busy and at least makes her rich as well. So yeah, this is it. This is the chicken sucking the water. Can you see? Chickens are sucking the water. Anyway, let's get back to the main video. You guys have seen the farm and how it was in a very small environment, a family compound, but it is used and it is managed well by the owners. Now, what I would like to draw your attention to is the fact that livestock is actually the most profitable form of agriculture. You can check it out. Crops are good, all of that, but it is like high capital. Good money comes out from livestock, and that is why people who do it they cannot just stop, right? They love it because it makes them rich. Now, there are a lot of factors that we would consider before farming or going into livestock farming. So why it is very profitable is because it is an essential in everyday life. Yes, everyday living. Yes, that's why it is very profitable. And now there are things that you should consider before even going into it. Number one would definitely be space management, space and housing. What do you want to house? What's your space like? And then it will determine the quantity and the amount of livestock you would like to keep. The first one, which would definitely be, before you consider, you have to consider which other animal you want to keep. Okay, if you want to keep cow, whatever livestock animal you want to keep, whatever livestock or animal that you want to keep, because livestock are the same thing, animal, then you'd have to know that first before you can now go into the housing and the space that you have for proper evaluation. Then number two would definitely be maintenance of equipment and property. Livestock are not like crops that you can just manage anyhow. They are very sensitive because they can just die. Crops die over a period of time, over different causes, but if you treat fish anyhow, fish is just going to die. If you treat cow anyhow, you just see that your big cow has just died, and you now start looking for where to bury it or how to dispose of it, or your chickens will just all die. So management and maintenance of equipment and the environment is very important. Then the other one is the breed. You have to now consider what kind, because you see that there are different goats, but there is Sokoto dwarf, there is something Gudalish. There are different types of goats, so you have to pick which type of goat, which breed of goats, which breed of chicken do you want to keep. Do you want to keep cockerels? Do you want to keep layers? Do you want to keep broilers? If you want to keep snail, what type of snail? Because there are snails that grow big, there are snails that do not grow big. Yes. If you want to keep fish, you would have to know whether you want to keep tilapia or catfish or add any kind of fish, electric fish, any kind of fish. You'd have to put into consideration the breed. Another thing you have to put into consideration is the feed, your feed, because if you start keeping them, usually you have to plan before even setting out. So the plan, inside the plan, the food has to be included, because if they don't eat, at least plants, they can manage, they're in the ground, and rain is helping you to beat them. So you can decide whether or not to give them fertilizer or not. But animals must eat every single day, 2 to 3 times, depending on the animal that you're keeping. So you'd have to put into consideration the feed and where to get the feed and all that, and then manpower, people that work on your farm for you, because it needs a lot of dedication. Animals are not like plants. They do not talk. They are not you might not even see signs on their body, but you need somebody who is dedicated, who has passion for it. If not, all your animals are going to die. Now, the last but not the least is expertise. You have to find somebody, a consultant, a veterinary doctor, whatever, somebody who knows these things that would help you go about it. I'm making comparisons with crop, because we've been doing crop a long time on this channel. And so if you are doing animal, you need somebody who has studied animals. You never studied animal before. If it's crop, you can do it, be like say, and then you guess right. But for animals, you cannot guess to know whether they are in good shape, good condition or not. Now, we would also talk about the problems associated with livestock. You know me, I'll tell you the good part, that is money, or it brings a lot of money. I'll also tell you the problems. One of the major problem is disease. Hey, whoa. You see disease, the way it used to, you have maybe like 2,000 birds. 1,000 can die in one day, no jokes, and they can be big, like they're about to be sold. 1,000 can die in one day. If you package them too much, all of them can die one day. If you are transporting them from one point to another for sale, and there's no proper ventilation, or they are tired, they can die. It just, see, any small thing is very risky. It's not as easy as crops. So you need to be careful to get proper expertise, so that you can be able to manage disease. Sometimes there are outbreaks that you cannot manage. I remember one time my mother kept a pig farm. She had a pig farm, and the pigs were infested, and she had to dispose of all of them for giveaway price. So those are the kind of things that happen. If they are not doing well, if you can attend to them in time, you'll be able to salvage the situation a bit and make some money instead of your complete money. And sometimes you can lose money, just like every other business, that if you invest in money, there's high chance of you making it or losing out. Anything can happen. And then the other one is natural disaster. Recently we saw some poultry farms that were being, the flood in Nigeria now, how it has just covered up everywhere, and the birds are dying and they are dead and all of that. It can be very depressing. Your millions of naira, because if you know how chickens used to eat, God, we've kept chickens before, and hey, those animals, they can chop all the money you have been using to buy bags and bags and bags of feed, all gone. And now that feed is like almost 5 times the price. That is why chicken next year is gonna be expensive. If you chop chicken next year, if you're not buying packed one, you're buying those ones that like local chicken. They like brawlers, old layers. When I go here and next year. So it's also actually a good avenue to invest. So my mother also I have experience. My mother has been in the trenches. Okay, one time we kept we had a fishery, but it was done at the bank of a river close somewhere in Nasarawa, and then flood came in, and it broke into the fish pond, and my mother and my father were there, and her younger brother were standing there and seeing how the water was washing away all their fishes, grown fishes. I kid you not. I was small, I was not there. My mother's younger brother was so upset. He wanted to just go in. My mother said, come back, allow it go, at least we have life. So there are some kinds of situations like that for livestock, that things like that can happen, and there's really nothing you can do about it. And then you have to get security. The last but not the least, you have to find a way to secure the place, because somebody can just come and thief your crate of egg and go. So, and then because residential areas would not most likely permit those kinds of things in their environment, so it is advisable that you get a plot of land. Now you're getting a plot of land that is mostly outskirts of town. Accessibility and security would be very important in livestock. How to start is very simple. Research, Okay, ask questions and follow out the things I put in your consideration before you launch out. It is very easy if you are passionate about it. It is capital intensive. They swallow money. It's like you are pouring water inside a basket. It doesn't have an end. There are times you lose money, there are times you make money, but livestock is actually very, very lucrative, very good, and you should try it. I personally, I'm considering it next year, but I'll be doing sheep and goats, I guess, next year. Yeah, hopefully, by God's grace. So, yeah, this will be the end of the video. I hope you liked it and enjoyed it. I'll see you guys in my next one. Goodbye.